then, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo! This is going to be competitive as we speak. So 28 out on track. Let's see how this plays out. We have 9 minutes of what will be non-stop action. So get yourselves ready for the, what is this, formation lap for the juniors. So towards the top bend that we are. And down the main straight we come, and we are underway. I pressed the wrong button. So going into Billy's, it's a bit touchy-turny. There's already someone's chain guard that's come off, so that's not a great start to this race, but through the S's, side by side for a lot of drivers, and down the back straight we go. Into the horseshoe for our leader. It's the 23, then 29, then the 53. That's your top three. We'll get the rest of them as they come from the top bend. Down the main straight we go. And it's time to tell you who is where for the second. So it's Billy Edgecombe, then Joshua Withcombe, then Jarek Metters, then Lucas Howell, then Charlie Cox. That is your top five. Through the S's, down the back straight we go for those front four. Fifth a little bit further back than the rest of the grid at the moment. Through the hairpin we go towards the horseshoe. It's side by side a lot in the middle of that pack. And whoever's on that right hand side, on the outside, will they get a good exit to stay in the middle? And they just about make it. So down the main straight we come for our leaders. Still no change from them. But it was the 24 that was battling for all of that. Finley Richardson there, just really trying to maintain and stay in the positions. More down the inside. And darting down the inside goes. I can't see the number. It's all scrubbed up on that side. But it is already action-packed, already in all parts of this race. At the front, though, Billy Edgecombe still leads the way. So coming from the top end down the main straight. Edgecombe really just trying to keep theirs just over a tenth and a half gap. Which, when you look at it out there, is hardly anything at all. Jarek Metters is just chilling there in third. Lucas Howell with a view of the top three. So we'll see how long it takes for Lucas Howell to catch up to those. The 12 behind Charlie Cox. Starting to split away. Or trying to split away from the driver behind. But Benjamin Bartlett's too close for comfort. So through we go, no changes from the top. Joshua Withcombe with a 34.75. Speaking of him, tried to move at Billy's, didn't work out at the moment. So Billy Edgecombe's really at threat here. At the start position, we've got a spin down at Billy's. But 23 still leads the way, and the spinner was the 15 of Logan Bennett. So down the main straight we come. Once again, is there going to be another attack and charge from Joshua Withcombe? Going into Billy's. Round we go. Into the S's. Down the back straight. There's nothing happening from those two at the moment. Lucas Howell starting to catch up with the 53 of Jarek Metters going into the hairpin. And this is where we could see something occur, but a little bit further back. Charlie Cox, Benjamin Bartlett starting to close the gap. And so is Charlie Parker as well. And then we got our pack of four from the kart 14, 20, 22 and 33. Those four drivers looking to be a part of this action as well. And that is the battle for 8th there. Down the inside goes the 33. Will Swales makes up another position down at the back straight ahead of the 22 of Rufus Flan. So our front two runners starting to split away. Lucas Howell is real close to the back of Jarek Metters. Down the main straight we go once again, action packed, and we've already Found 4 minutes gone in this race. Joshua Withcombe, and down the inside he goes before the S's. Through the S's, he's ahead. And the 23 now behind, but is he going to bounce back and charge once again? Defensive line going into the hairpin. Around we go, the hairpin. It's a little bit side by side. He looked for the inside, but nothing. The 23 squeezing down the inside and gets ahead. Some lovely driving between the two. Going into the top bend. And that's what we like to see. Going down the main straight. It's back to how it was just a second ago. Billy Edgecombe maintains his lead at the moment. And Joshua Withcombe stays behind. Some fantastic driving between these two. So around the hairpin we go. Jarek Messers has a view of this perfectly. And Lucas Howe is still behind. That gap's not really closing between those two. But the gap between Billy Edgecombe and Joshua Withcombe, there's just no stopping either of them. Down the main straight we go. Some fantastic action here. So down the back straight we go. Through the hairpin and towards the horseshoe next. We're starting to catch up with the 45, one of our back markers. So the 23 and 29 fast approaching. So top bend, down the main straight we go once again. Let's see, going into Billy's back marker, perfectly out of the way for our front two runners and the next two as well. Going into the S's. Into the hairpin. It's tight between our front two. Right-hander, top bend. 2 minutes 40 in the clock as well. It's non-stop between this front two. Down into Billy's we go. It's really close. Still nothing between the two. Lucas Howe's right on the back of Jarek Metters as well. Through the S's, down the back straight. We're charging 12 and 44. Charlie Cox and Benjamin Bartlett. Those two are close as well. So we've got a lot of battles to keep an eye on here for this junior Rotax. It's only the pre-final. So down the main straight we go. We had a driver popped into the pits. I think it was one of our back markers, unfortunately. So through Billy's. Through the S's. A little bit further back, side by side, going into the S's. That's the 33. Will Swales making some moves in this race as well. Meanwhile, at the front of the grid, it's side by side, going for the lead. Through into the horseshoe. The 29 is ahead of Billy Edgecombe. Once again, it's changed, but this time the 29 stays ahead. And coming down the main straight we go. There's still just under a minute and a half of this race. So into Billy's, a massive defensive line going in. Doesn't allow the 23 to go ahead. Meanwhile, at the little bit further behind them, Lucas Howell's on the charge right behind the driver ahead. These guys have a great view of the battle for the front. And in fact, Jarek Metters is holding up Lucas Howell a little bit as we have an invitation for Charlie Cox and Benjamin Bartlett. They're joining this battle for P3. But anyway, coming down the main straight, are we going to see any changes between the 29 and the 23? The 29, Joshua Withcombe, is starting to fly away a little bit. Through the S's, down the back straight, they go. Lucas Howe still behind the 53. It's close between these two. Still nothing from them. So down the main straight we come, and it looks like the 29 is going to have this lead at the moment. So around Billy's we go. Through the S's, down the back straight. The 19's right behind the 53. And are we going to see anything from these two? Lucas Howell looking for the outside. That's a little bit different. And looking for the inside, tries to make a gap on the inside. And I think there was a little bit of touching going on there. The 53's lost a couple of positions there, but Lucas Howell up a position. Meanwhile, Joshua Withcombe takes the last lap board, and we're on the final lap of this race. So going into Billy's, the 53, Joe Metta's trying to get back a couple of positions. Has gained 1 position back. And there's a bit of, oh no, that's not what you want. The 2 cars colliding with each other. And it looks like we've got some, there's too much going on there. I can't get my words out. Meanwhile, to take the checkered flag, Joshua Withcombe wins this. What is an incredible pre-final. Billy Edgecombe second. Lucas Howell will take third. Charlie Cox fourth. Benjamin Bartlett fifth. Arthur Thacker sixth. Will Swale seventh. Noah Pipes eighth. Charlie Cox ninth. Rufus Flan 10th. What a pre-final. I need a drink. And this is why I say the Junior Rotax are my favourite grid of the year. This is just incredible driving. Massive props to Joshua Withcombe and Billy Edgecombe in that race. What a race that was. Right. To the Senior Blues.